Up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in again. We are back with Dirty Davo today. Davo, what is it?
It's Davo.
It's Davo,
I'll
Dirty
tell you.
Davo.
I'll tell you. I can explain how I got that name in a minute.
You know what? I'm actually been wanting to know, so this might be pretty interesting. For those that don't know, you are the front man of a band called Dirty Machine, LA locals. If you don't know them, I'm gonna put a little card up above so you guys can click it, check out some of the music, and I'll put the details in the description as well. How did you guys get started, bro?
Brother, man, it's been a journey with Dirty Machine. Dirty Machine was actually a band before I joined it. The original bass player and founder, Mickey Graves, he had them going. I found them on Craigslist. I'll never forget it. It said looking for a singer, influences Slipknot on Craigslist that day. I don't know why I was looking for a band. I have no idea. And I just remember I went over there and I auditioned with Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, out of all songs. And the rest is history, man. But so Dirty Machine was actually in Altadena, California, a long time before I came along.
That's crazy. I think so when you say the guy that started, he was the bass player, correct?
Yeah. And he's still our brother. We're really good friends to this day.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I remember when I first saw you guys live at the Whiskey, I think you might have been opening for Puddle of Mud, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember exactly who you were on the bill with, but
Probably, man. We've we've given the Whiskey thousands of dollars. It's probably I'm guessing it was OTEP.
OTEP, okay,
Maybe OTEP or Trapped or
it was one
but
of those
I go back
like
with you. I mean, I've known you a long time.
yeah, I mean shit, it's been what, like 5 years now? 6 years?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
But
I
it
remember.
might have been sorry, brother.
Oh no, keep going, please, by all means.
No, it could have been Puddle of Mud. It really could have been.
I think if I remember correctly, it was you guys and Slant was on the bill too. I know I saw both of you guys at the same night. What was it? Fused by Defiance, dude? So many awesome LA local bands, and like
Yeah.
they all meld together. But yeah, no, I do remember seeing a different bass player with you guys. That if I remember correctly from what you guys had said on stage, he was like the founder,
Mm-hmm.
and then he left at one point. And I was there for that
Yeah.
show, the last show he played with you guys. So that was absolutely
Was it
awesome.
was it Alien Ant Farm?
Could have been.
It
I've
could,
seen them at the Whiskey a few
yeah.
times now too. I mean, dude, all those bands are fucking awesome. It's like, they don't make them like that anymore.
I know Slant though. It's all those guys, man. I love what. Yeah, I could go on for a long time about the LA scene, man.
That's cool. So you're not originally from LA though. So what brought you out here?
I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. Raytown. It's a little suburb in Kansas City called Raytown. I moved out in 2007. So I did MTV Road Rules when I was 19, and that was the last season of Road Rules ever. We shot that in LA, and that was in the end of '07. And I remember calling my mom, and it was like, I think I'm just going to stay here. And she said, go for it. And I actually moved out to pursue acting, which is my first, that's always going to be my passion. I moved out there for acting, and better than anybody in LA, you got to keep busy to stay sane.
Oh, definitely,
And
yeah.
acting is slow at times when you're a no-name actor. You can go 6 months without an audition, and when you're out in LA, you got to keep busy. And that's actually how I stumbled across Dirty Machine. I was depressed. Acting was non-existent, and I was just, what can I do? I mean, I've always wanted to be a front man. I've always wanted to be in a band, and that's what led me to Craigslist. So that's how Dirty Machine even came about.
That's crazy. I had no idea that it's actually the acting thing that brought you out to LA.
Mm-hmm.
But I have
Yeah,
seen that you
I moved.
posted. Oh, sorry, what?
No, I came out I was there for Road Rules in '07, and then I moved out in '08. Dirty Machine didn't come along till the end of 2012. So I was out there almost 3 years. But I can't imagine my life without Dirty Machine. I can't, all those memories and the memories we're going to make. LA kept me out there because acting is brutal and it's slow. And if I was just out there working, working a crap job and waiting for the next audition, I wouldn't have lasted as long as I did.
Acting is tough, dude. It's a real rough business. I mean, I'd say obviously music is as well, but acting is a different beast altogether.
It is, man. It really is. And I've had, I've had enough success in it to know that it can happen. I just got to stick with it. And I mean, I'm never going to stop pursuing Dirty Machine and acting. So I'm one of those guys. I don't got a plan B.
I absolutely love that because it's a lot like myself, man. Like you have a passion and you're just gonna go for it, and regardless of what it takes, those are the people that make it.
Hmm.
Like, those are the people that don't give up and just stay persistent. Um, when you joined Dirty Machine, you obviously like the influences that they named that they were influenced by. Have you been listening to that kind of music your entire life, or were you influenced by other stuff when you were younger, or like what got you into rock and metal? That kind of that kind of
Yeah, man.
scene.
I'm a nine. I'm a '90s kid straight up. So I'm 34. So I grew up in the Paula Cole, the pop, the Sarah McLaughlins, all that stuff. That's what my mom used to listen to. And I grew up on top 40 my whole life. And then, when I was 10, 11, 12, I started MTV was the big thing. And I remember seeing Marilyn Manson and,
Nice.
Limp Bizkit. And, of course, once you start acquiring taste in music, you go all in. But yeah, I mean, I got addicted to the new metal at a very young age, probably 12 years old.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, I remember when Hybrid Theory came out, dude, it changed everything.
It did, man. And when looking back, when we were young, you didn't really appreciate hybrid theory like it is now because when you're young, you just think, wow, this is a really good CD. But now that we're older and we're pursuing this, you look at it like those guys are geniuses to come up with that album. I mean, that's you know what I mean. You respect it a lot more when you're older.
Definitely. Yeah, especially once you start making music yourself and you see like it's not easy to make something that's that good and has like that
Mm.
longevity, like that's it's changed everything. Like literally for rock and metal at least it did, you know.
It did. It did. And I don't want to go off on a tangent on Hybrid Theory, but that's probably the most important rock album of our time. I'd say our youth, without a doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
Influential, influentially, and everything. If that's even a word, you know what I mean. But Hybrid Theory, Hybrid Theory is without a doubt. Me and you wouldn't even be talking right now without that album.
100%, dude. I wanted to be a musician because of Linkin Park, because of Hybrid Theory and Meteora. That's what got me interested in the first place.
Yep.
So 100%. But that's interesting. So going back to Dirty Machine, I know you said you joined after the band already existed, but if you could
Mm.
share a little bit about the name itself and how that came about, if you know how the Dirty Machine name came about, that would be awesome if you could share that with us.
Yeah, man. So Mickey, when I joined the band, it was an untitled band. So Dirty Machine was kind of Mickey's late '90s grunge type band. They had a very Alice in Chains type sound, and it was kind of an older guys. So all those guys left. Mickey owned the name, and that was his name. So when what became Dirty Machine showed up at his in his garage that day, we didn't have a name. So we had about 3 or 4 practices, and then we had the what every band does. We sit around with a notebook and doodle some name ideas, and there was a bunch that came up, but Mickey said, I have this name before I present it to you guys. I want you to know why I think this name would fit. And it's because every one of us is a part in this machine because we had really strong practices in the beginning. I mean, they were magical. I really felt it. And I was like, wow, there's something here. There is something here. And that's where Self-Made Hero, our song like that, all Cheap Roses, all that early stuff was born. But when someone would miss practice, it wasn't the same. And I don't, long story short, he said, we're a machine. And if not everyone's here, the machine doesn't run properly and we're a dirty machine. And I mean, it's kind of a generic way to explain it, but it's so true. And I can't picture this band having any other name.
No,
It really does fit us because we're all collective and just our own ideas, and we're all different. And I think that's what I love about it the most.
Absolutely. And I think like the name Age, it fits the music because there's a lot of times I'll hear a band name and it doesn't really like sound like the music sounds, but I feel like Dirty Machine
Hmm.
sounds like Dirty Machine. So I absolutely love that. Um, you guys been together for a while. What would you say is your favorite live performance you guys have done so far?
With that, I don't even have to think about it. It's when we were on tour with Insane Clown. We were on tour with ICP, Insane Clown Posse, back in October of 2017, and it was our first tour. We bought onto it, obviously, like most bands in our position do. But I mean, that's ICP is one of my favorite artists of all time. They're a big influence of mine. I mean, that's I rap like them. I rap on a 4 count like they do. I am a juggalo for life. And so anyway, being on tour with them, I was just geeking out the whole time because I grew
Of
up on
course.
them. And but their crowds are known to be crazy. I've been in their crowds my whole life, going to their shows. We were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was a sold out show, probably 2,500 people, maybe 3,000, in a venue that was made to fit 1,500, jam packed. And these are all reservation Indians in New Mexico that don't really get to venture off the beaten path very often. And they were angry, pent up. That whole crowd, you could just feel the tension in the air, and they were rowdy. They're ready to go. They're ready to let loose. And I remember we came out there, and everyone was so jam packed together they couldn't even move. And we just started it, and they just erupted. And I felt like we were Slipknot. It looked like an early Slipknot crowd, and we felt like Slipknot. Everything I said got a pop. Like a wrestler. Like if I said, "What's up?" Wow, like I couldn't say anything wrong. I mean, I felt like Corey Taylor. I mean, I don't even remember what I was saying, but it was just it didn't matter because it just erupted into they I had him in the palm of my hand. And so anyway, we had picture this, we're going through our set. They're moshing to our unknown songs like they're Wait and Bleed and Freak on a Leash. I mean, it just, and then we close with Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. And
Oh
it
shit.
just, I mean, the crowd was singing louder. It just gives me goosebumps. That was probably the closest feeling I've ever had to what that life could be like, doing that every night. And why it's so hard for these bands to, when everyone's, when people are like, why does Ozzy still do it? Why does Guns and Roses, because of that, man. It's such an adrenaline rush, and it's such a drug that you want more of it. And if I could do a crowd like Albuquerque, New Mexico every night, sign me up, you know? And
Yeah.
it, no, man, I still reminisce when I start talking about that show because Dirty Machine collectively has probably played 1,000 shows at least, and maybe not that many, but give or take. And that show, man, that didn't feel like a show. We didn't feel like an unknown band. We felt like we were headlining it because they treated us like headliners. They were there was 3 different pits going on. The crowd was bouncing like Woodstock '99. It was just insane. And I guarantee if you ask anybody that was on stage with us that night, which two aren't even in the band anymore, they would agree.
Dude,
Hello?
it sounds yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, gotcha.
No problem. No, that sounds absolutely insane. And I remember you guys like posted like a documentary that like kind of went over like the time, like the behind the scenes stuff of the tour,
Hmm.
like a mini thing. I really enjoyed watching that. And, you know, I feel like obviously with COVID, there's no live performances happening right now, which obviously sucks. Hopefully 2021 is the year to kind of bring that back. What have you guys been doing since COVID to kind of keep busy?
So COVID changed everything, brother. I it relocated me for now, and we so man, I don't even know 20. How do you sum up 2020, right? Well, most people know that follow the band, and a lot of people in LA know that Augustus Krenz passed away, and that was our key producer for the last 2 years. He came to me when we were at our lowest. We just had 3 people quit the band. Dirty Machine was in ruins. There's no other way to put it. We were lost. We didn't know how to regroup. And I checked my spam box on Facebook, and there was a message from Gus. And Gus said, "I believe in you guys. I think you guys haven't tapped into what you're fully capable of, and I have an idea for a song. So come over." I didn't know him. I've never met him. I mean, I knew his name, and I went over there. This was 2018, and he sat down, and the chemistry was just magical, man. And everyone's the guitar riff, the down, the down, and me and him sat there for 5 hours and wrote that song together. And the Dirty Ones revamped Dirty Machine. It helped. It made us. It made everybody believe in us again, and it set us on the course we're on. And so fast forward to this year, he passed away tragically in September, and we were working on him. We had 6 unfinished songs with him on his computer. We had our what was going to be our new single wrapping up, and our drummer Mike Weekly, aka Nightmare, was actually one of the last people to be with him before he passed. Mike was with him the night before he passed away till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, going over,
Wow.
doing the final mix. So it hit us really hard, man. And but we figured out ways to carry on like we always do, man. And we got some really good things on the horizon. Uh, a revamp of all revamps.
The revamps of all revamps. Would you want to go into some more detail about that?
I would, brother. Well, for all your fans that follow you and Faidless and everything, and to all our fans, Dirty Machine, we are very humbled and proud to announce that you will be joining us in Dirty Machine moving forward, and we are so excited about it. It has completely changed the way I get out of bed in the morning. It's got me excited again. It's revamped us. It's re-energized us. And, you know, I can't say enough about your hustle, man, and what you've done and what you've managed to do on your own with no help, and just creating the buzz and the content that you do is par none. And we're very fortunate, man, to have someone to stand side by side with me, and and try to get this name out there.
You
So
know, I am beyond flattered, dude. Like I'm honored that you guys even asked me. That's the first thing. So yeah, for everyone that's watching right now that doesn't know, I am officially the second vocalist of Dirty Machine now, which is absolutely fucking awesome. And yeah, I'm just beyond flattered. It's a band that I've been following for the last 5 or 6 years that I've seen play live at least 10 times at this point. And everyone in the band's been super cool to me. I remember like chilling with Akusa at different shows, like at the Viper Room or at the Whiskey, and everyone in the band just has such a good vibe, and I'm just beyond stoked to be a part of it. And the new music coming up it's gonna be fucking something.
you know, Dirty Machine has just managed to always find something to keep it going, and we needed a revamp. And I don't even want to call it a revamp. We needed to elevate what we're trying to do. And it's funny for the people now that we're not entering this contest. I can kind of tell how this idea of you joining even came about. We were gonna so Sumerian Records and Hit Parader, like the old school magazine that was. Are you old enough to know Hit Parader?
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, cool. Because like that was like we would buy Hit Parader at the grocery store, and every page was like a poster for your wall. It was amazing. And so Hit Parader and Sumerian Records, they're putting on an American Idol kind of talent show for rock bands, and Dirty Machine was going to enter it, and we thought the best chance to win was, doing the dual vocal stuff that we had in the past. And your name was the first one that came up unanimously through everybody. Kevin, our guitarist, Akusa, me. I mean, we were like, wow, like, yeah, let's ask him. And it's bittersweet because the contest didn't happen, but look what came out of it. I mean, I don't know if the conversation for a second vocalist would already been would have been in question again. I don't think we were ready for it, because every time a member leaves, it really hurts our feelings. And I'm proud to say that we are on good terms with all ex-members. That means a lot to me. I recently buried the hatchet with Hedge from FXD, which means a lot to me, and Youngblood, from Fates Destroyed. Everybody that's been in DM, and I think that was part of the healing of 2020 for me. All hatchets were buried, and we got our secret weapon now in you. And I'm so excited, man, and I'm ready to get this year over with.
I mean, as said, I'm still absolutely shocked that you guys even thought of me for the whole competition thing. And yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason, man. It fell through for a reason, and we are where we are right now. If you don't mind, would it be cool if I tell, because I don't want to spill any Dirty Machine secrets, but is it cool if I tell the people what we're working on currently?
Absolutely, please, man.
So currently we are in the works of writing what I would consider an EP, and I guess you guys will be hearing the first few. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll be hearing the first few songs. I would say pretty soon.
And it's Dirty Machine like you've never heard us before. It is current. It's ugly. It's heavy. It's melodic, and I mean, I wake up to it every day, man, and I live, breathe, and die for this band, and so does Mike Weekly, the drummer. So everybody in the band, I don't want to name everybody, but you're in good hands. And the only thing that we can promise you is that we don't quit, man, and we're going to keep doing this thing. But yeah, I don't even know how to hype it up to our fans and to our the Faidless fans watching. Just buckle up, because it's going to be Dirty Machine like you've never heard us before.
Dude, I absolutely fucking love it. I love what you guys do, and I like when I heard the Dirty Ones, I was like, this is fucking insane. Like I love it. It's what you guys were already doing, but like you said, it was taken to a whole new level. And
Mm-hmm.
to now be on that level and then be able to like add my own stuff onto it as well it's just like, I don't know. I've always had a thing for like really heavy, grimy, dirty music. And this is, I don't know, like when you're younger, you're like, I want to be in a band like that. And now I am. So I'm really fucking stoked. And all the Faithless fans out there, if you guys haven't checked out Dirty Machine yet, again, I'll link all the links below. I'll put the cards above so you guys can check out all the cool, like I'll link my favorite songs above so you guys can check those out.
Awesome.
But just know there's some fucking amazing shit on the way, and these guys have been absolutely killer. Like he was saying, we did one rehearsal that was supposed to be for the show, the television show, that didn't end up happening. And everyone was like so fucking welcoming and nice. I've been in a lot of bands throughout my life, and I don't think I've ever collectively been welcomed so fucking strongly. Everyone is like, it's just really legit people, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
Well, it means a lot to us, man. And you know, to reference back to Lincoln Park. So what Dirty Machine has done is we've assembled this super group now, and it makes you look at bands like Lincoln Park even more under a microscope, because songwriting to that level is hard, and I couldn't have done the type of songwriting that you do, man. And that's why it's so important to have that element that you bring to the band. And you know, I was realistic with myself. I have a ceiling of what I can do. I do that ceiling very well, but I do have a ceiling. And I'm that kind of front man that I would have anybody next to me that could elevate this band. And so that's why I'm just so stoked that you gave it a shot. And I'm glad that you can see that we are a pretty level-headed band, man, that we got our stuff together and we care about each other. And, me, Mike, and Akusa, the DJ, we've been together now almost 6 years. I mean, that's a relationship, that's a marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm glad with just one practice you were able to see that, wow, this is actually legit. And, these guys want it. So that means a lot to us.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I think what's really cool about the chemistry, like as dual vocalists, is like I can't do what you're doing. That's not my forte. That's not my thing, but I love it. And then like you were saying, like on the other side of things, what I do isn't where you're coming from, but the combination of the two together, it's gonna be fucking poisonous, dude. It's gonna be insane.
And a lot of people don't have the pride. They have too much pride to put their guard down and allow someone to come in that can do what they can't do better. And that's why I I am always humbled myself to anybody, that is willing to give. If it's done, it's got to be done right. And with Darren, our foreign member, former member Darren, he brought what he brought to the table, and I will always give Darren his respect, because the stuff that Darren wrote in the band, it got us attention. It got us out of that juggalo kind of head PE bubble. Nothing against head PE at all, but you know what I mean. Darren brought that mainstream sound to the band, and now what you're doing is bringing a mainstream sound back to the band, but it's on a current level. It's on a level that is what's in the market right now, and that's amazing. You can't buy that. You can't pluck that out of Craigslist or an ad. It has to come together. And anyway, man, I can go on and on about that. I don't care if there's three singers on stage, man. I want to live the dream. You only get one life to do it, and we're in our prime right now, and it's time to go.
It's time to go, dude. Like I completely agree. We've all been hustling at this thing for a while, and I feel like you can't do anything great by yourself. You gotta have a
Mm-mm.
team, and I feel like this is definitely the right people to make this happen, and I'm really, really stoked for it. Um, Regarding 2021, do you already have anything planned for Dirty Machine besides what we just talked about with the releases? Any shows planned? Anything you have in mind that you want to share that's upcoming for the people that can look forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, content, content, content. We want to get some stuff done, and the only show on the books right now is all the way in next September in Florida for Rebel Rock with Limp Bizkit and all those guys. But I'm sure we'll get something going. Hopefully, but I think we're doing what every band's doing right now. We don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Every day it's something new. I mean, LA just got locked down again. I'm in Missouri right now, and we're shut down after 10 p.m. So I think everybody wants to make plans, but we really don't know how. But I'll tell you this though, I would give anything to play the whiskey right now. You, you really take for granted, when things were normal, you can play anytime you want, and you really take for granted, someone in your band will be like, "Hey, do you want to play the Viper Room?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah." But now it's like, yes, like please, please, I'll take any show, any show.
No, I totally feel you, man. I mean, I'm stoked for 2021, but it's like you said, it's completely unpredictable right now. Like no one knows. We can only hope that we're looking, especially by the summertime, at maybe everything being normal again to some extent. Um,
Hmm.
you know, but regardless of what, like Dirty Machine always has, it's going to thrive and it's going to just survive and it's going to keep going. And whenever things are back to normal, Dirty Machine's going to be around.
I pride myself and I don't, sometimes people think I'm too hard on us, but with Dirty Machine, you either love us or you hate us. There's no in between. Never has been with any member, any former member, any current member, or any member from the future. You love us or you hate us. And I think that's a very powerful thing to have on people, because we are we're a taste, we're a specific kind of taste, and you got to be in the mood for us. but whether you love us or hate us, you watch what happens next. And I feel that energy, the good and the bad, and that's what's kept me going. Because we've been lower than we have been this year. Trust me, brother. We have been broker and lower than we've ever been, and no one has known it because we don't show it. And that just shows what kind of guys I got in the band, you know. And so I'm so excited. And you know, after a worldwide pandemic, I mean, what? There's nothing. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go but up, right? I mean, where do you go from there? You know,
100%. I couldn't say it better, dude. I'm really excited for what's to come. And like you said, the only fucking direction to go is up. It's only forward and upward. That is it. It
I, I,
doesn't
I oh
go
yeah,
for it.
I think the kids, I think the new generation is bored, and I think they're looking for new music. I think they're looking for new inspirations, new idols, and my advice for any band right now: make music and create and get it out to people, man. Like you shouldn't be sitting around. But in all the bands that I know locally, they're not sitting around. They're getting stuff done like we are, and that's what you should be doing. Because the bands that just sit on their ass during this whole year, just waiting for it to blow by, they're going to get passed up.
Yeah.
Because there's bands right now that are working through this shit, you know.
Legitimately,
So
yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, you got to keep doing, if you're not working, someone else is doing the work. If you're not doing it, someone else is there and they're about to take your fucking place.
and I've learned this the hard way, man. You can, if you pay to play for a show and no one shows up, you take that on the chin. If you invest in a single and it flops, you take that on the chin. There's certain things you can take on the chin, but the one thing you can't get back is time.
Yeah.
And time wasted, man, is so valuable. And man, and I will never let time be wasted again. Because long story short, I have a lot of those, by the way. We invested in this manager a couple of years ago, and we sat on our asses for like 6 months thinking he was gonna do everything he said he was gonna do. And we thought, we sat back, we made it, man. This guy's doing his thing. We made it. He didn't do shit, and we lost 6 months. And in that 6 months, our numbers dropped, our morale dropped, our views dropped, everything dropped. And I remember huddling the guys together, and I said, we will never waste time again, ever. We will waste money, because you're always going to waste money in this shit. But one thing we will never waste is time. So I just hope that all the bands out there that are going to watch this, watch your podcast, all the fans that aren't even in the music industry, just chasing whatever dream they have. It don't matter if you're in a band or if you're a painter or if you're a car salesman, you don't get time back. And we saw this year how quickly they can take time away from us. So I'll
No,
get off on a soapbox on that shit.
absolutely, man. I completely agree. I literally could not have said it myself any better. And I like that we're on the same headspace and that we are where we are in life right now. That allows us both to grow together into whatever the fuck this will be. And I think it's going to be something absolutely awesome. And I just wanted to thank you again for asking me to be a part of it, and just promise everyone that's listening to this right now that it's going to be stoked. It's going to be something special. It's going to be something awesome. And with that said, do you have any closing words for all the Dirty Machine fans, Fadeless fans, anyone else randomly watching this?
Yeah, I just want to say, everybody, put down put down your guard for a minute and just look around, and just love everybody around you. Because when I mentioned our producer Gus earlier, he was probably the most talented person I've ever met, and he was in the prime of his life, and he lived that way. He lived life to the fullest, but he was taken from us, a freak accident. And I think this year has really taught me at 34 years old to not hold any grudges, let shit go, because you can't take back what you did. If you wrong somebody, say you're sorry. If they wronged you, don't wait for an apology. Just give them love back. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be cliche and corny when I say life's too short, but this year has just taught me a lot personally, and I will never forget this year. It's been a big learning year for me. I'm in my mom's basement right now at 34, trying to manage and create with this band with you guys there, and I'm fighting through it. And so, yeah, man, I want everybody to just learn to love each other again, I guess, and really, really take a New Year's resolution to heart and go into 2021, whatever bullshit they throw at us, which they're going to throw some shit at us. Take it and just keep going. And that's what I will always do with this band.
I think that's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful statement to close on, dude. That again, we see things eye to eye, and yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I want to thank you for taking the time to do this
Awesome.
with me, and I hope that we can do this again. I think we can maybe
Hell
give us
yeah,
some,
man.
just keep some updates, at some point. I think that would be really cool on how the progress is going. Maybe before the first single drops or something, well, we could maybe get back on here.
Dude, you're a great host. Manifest that shit, dude. You'll be the next. Manifest Joe Rogan type views on this, Do it.
I mean,
You're good at it, but hey, don't if any of our songs hit, I think that won't be too far off. So,
no,
but
man.
thank you
I
for having
mean,
me on, man.
thank you, man.